What is up, skate rats? So after 2.5 years, it finally happened. I rolled my ankle. Now, in all honesty and truth, out of all the ankle injuries I've had, this falls in somewhere around like a 3 out of 10. This is day 2 of it, and I have minor discomfort at this point. So I can't imagine me being off my board for more than, 2 weeks. 3 weeks is like the max, but usually I can recover pretty quickly, especially because I didn't tear any of the tendons. Now, sadly, no matter how many times I tell myself to always be filming, somehow I did it off camera. But it's not the end of the world, and I'm gonna look at the silver lining in this, which is I finally get to use something I purchased well over a year ago, specifically for this reason. So if you guys don't know, I rode for a handboard company named Handskate for a little under 7 years. I was sponsored by them before I decided to leave the company. Since then, I have tried many handboards, or even when I was riding for them, I tried many ones. And like, this is one of the more modern tech deck ones. This is terrible compared to this because for some reason there is so much weight. Like, they made the trucks out of metal, which is a good thing, but they're not hollow. They're super, super solid, and the wheels themselves are super heavy. So it makes this thing really, really difficult to like flip. The flip has to be super light. So I bought this to make a video on it, but I disliked it so much I never did. And like, it works, obviously. But like, compared to something like this, you get the premise. Anyway, so last year I actually was at a flea market and I purchased a handboard that was made in, I want to say 2001. I honestly forget because I've never heard of the company. I had to look up all the information on it. But I need to go get it first. So I was at a flea market and I found these fast track handboards that the guy wanted $5 a piece. He bought them new old stock, and they do have metal trucks. And if we compare it, I'll take it out of the package in a second. If we compare it to like the tech deck ones, they're a lot smaller, and these seem to have more dimensions similar to the handboards I'm used to, except they're a little bit wider. So I think this is be pretty fun to play with. So let's pop it open. I always get a kick out of this. Most handboard companies put this warning, but warning, do not ride for hand use only. And I bought a variety of them because they were $5, so I also collect stuff like this. So this one has an American flag on it. I have one with a dragon, one with like a silhouette of a skater on it. But the grip tape feels very grippy. It is slightly heavier. There is a similar-ish brand I've tried before that was called Rude Boys from around the same year. The wheels are plastic, which is fine. And these are aluminum. So we're gonna play with this, we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna see what tricks I can do. So, got through the straight 8. Off the rip, it's heavier, but it honestly feels really good. Like I said, it's very similar to the Handskate, and that's honestly why I wanted to buy them and play with them. But let's take down the rail first and see what wizardry we can get to up on the rail. I've always been a fan of symmetrical like lines. So I did kickflip crook and then switch flip crook. Then I did kickflip Smith and then switch flip Smith, and then trade flip nose slide, switch trade flip nose slide. So before I put the rail away and grab the next obstacle, let's do one trick that actually should give me some difficulty. I'm going to try to do kickflip back tail and then frontside 360 kickflip out. So legitimately doing a 360 with my hands, which is kind of what makes it weird. Taking the board from here and landing it here. Or I guess technically 270, but that one will probably be a challenge. So that one took a couple of minutes. So now we're going to change this out for picnic table. And we're gonna change up from kick flips to heel flips because like back when I was deep into the handboard community, competing in contests, I was kind of known as like the odd man out, like the weird guy who was able to do heel flips really consistently. So let's play around with some heel flip stuff. Finish this video up now. I'm going to swap out the obstacles for a different kind of rail, bike rack rail, and I am going to do a trick that I do ever so often, but it is a trick that is difficult for me because I want to feel something challenged me, like really challenged me. And I'm going to do a switch flip back tail, switch big heel out. That's a trick that I've done before, but it is a challenge. Never been the best at switch flip back tails, but I don't know. Let's see how much the weight messes with me. I think like 3 minutes max was like the longest like mini battle I had. And it's mostly just due to the weight. The aluminum trucks definitely make it heavier and a little bit harder to flip, but it is so comparable to my handboard that if I just played with this like another 2 or 3 sessions, I probably would have the same consistency that I would have on this. I do like that it's regular grip tape. Now a lot of people don't like that, but in truth, it's like fine sandpaper. Like when you compare it to the Tech Deck one, you can see that color difference. This one is a lot more aggressive, so it really doesn't mess up your hands. Now, I'm an auto mechanic, so my hands really don't get messed up. That's why I always liked grip tape. But the foam stuff on a hand skate works phenomenal too, and that's what I've been using for a while because I still have like 3 or 4 unopened boards from my last package I got from them a few years ago. But when you compare these two, like I'll put these up close, you can see like the nuts are molded into the trucks. The nuts are molded into the trucks. Now these did start using lock nuts on the wheels. They used to just be bolts going through them, and that's what this is. It's just a bolt going into there and taking place of like the axle rod itself, down to like the bushings. So it wouldn't surprise me if when Handskate was contacting toy companies or however they went through the process of making these, that somebody just had this on file and this was like the predecessor, 24, 25 years ago as the mold process and everything to this. Because even down to like the color of the plastic is exactly the same, which I mean, I guess it's exactly the same on the Tech Deck one too, but I don't know. I just see a lot of similarities between these two. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I gotta go get some chores done. As always, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you have any questions for me, drop a comment down below. And as always, have a great day and keep pushing forward, guys.